Well, thank you all so much for helping my project, Toya in Brooklyn. Could y'all say a little bit about yourself? Maybe we'll start with you, Brooklyn.
My name is Brooklyn. I like to play tennis and I like to draw.
And you also like space.
Yes.
That's what I
She
hear.
wants to be a NASA engineer one day.
Or an aerospace engineer.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. Do you see yourself designing like spacecraft or like habitats or?
Yes, I want to design spacecraft.
Oh, wow. And where would your spacecraft go?
Moon.
The moon. That sounds awesome.
Or Mars.
Or Mars.
She's also been talking about designing boba tea and ramen to go to Mars.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. I know the astronauts will totally love that. Or maybe you'll be one of them enjoying your own food on the way there.
She doesn't want to go.
You don't want to go? They're like, I'll help you get there.
Maybe.
Well,
So,
Toya, can you say a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am Toya B. Levi. I am a motivational speaker and a mother to beautiful Brooklyn Levi. I believe in space travel as well as just loving one another and being a help as best as I can as I'm here on this earth, as we all should, to be of mankind.
That is awesome. I mean, I've only known you for a few minutes. I already feel more motivated. So,
Good.
well, I guess first off, did y'all know that NASA's flying some astronauts back to the moon?
yes.
When did y'all find out about it?
A few months ago when we went to the Space Center here, just basically paying attention to the exhibits, and that was one that caught our eye the most, seeing where we have landed in the past and exactly what all this mission is going to entail, and also finding out that the first African American woman will be included in this mission has made us very much so excited, right? Well, anybody going to space, but to have an African American woman, it really, and a Native American woman as well going. We're both Native American and African American, so we're
wow.
excited to hear about both those nationalities being taken up to look up and know that they're up in space.
That is really awesome. Yeah, no, I think it's important that everybody feels like that they're going on the journey too. And if they can see people that they relate more to, then that's better for everybody.
I think so too. I think so too. And I think this one will be, with this day and age and the way social media is, everything being at the touch of our finger, I think we're going to have way more eyes and ears paying attention to this launch more than ever before. I think it's going to give everyone an opportunity in third world countries that wouldn't normally be able to sit in front of a television to see it. They're going to be able to watch it on their phone and watch it, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. And so many of us are really going to have our hands in tune with what's going on and what NASA is launching, and that's what's so awesome too.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And you know, not everybody's convinced that going back to the moon is a good idea. Some people are like, we have so many problems here on Earth. You know, why are we spending so much money on going back to the moon? I'm just kind of wondering how you approach that conversation.
What do you think? Speak up.
I think it's a good idea. So you can explore more of the moon, and like since you didn't explore like the bottom of the moon, you can go explore that. That's
We
what
can
I heard.
see, we can see what the weather and the climate is like there. We can take a little bit more samples. We can go further in depth of why things are changing here on Earth, maybe from that perspective. I think anytime we can explore more and find out more information, it's only going to help us here on Earth in the long run. So by us being able to get back out there, putting a space station there for a long amount of time, giving the astronauts a longer amount of time to be there, it's only going to advance us as a human being, a humankind in the long run. I think ignorance is bliss, and we don't need to be ignorant. If we have the abilities to be on the moon, why not? You know, that's the closest place. What did we find out? Mars takes us, 8 months to get to?
Yes, 7 months for like to get back and get on or see like Mars.
And we haven't even gotten there yet. So, you know, we need to see what our own moon offers, because if our planet is so amazing, why would God gift us with a beautiful moon as well? There's got to be something special about it, just the same. So
That makes sense. And when you think about the future of humanity, if you were to think out like 200 years in the future, do you see people playing tennis on the moon and Mars and living out their lives there?
I feel like it maybe on Mars. Mars, not Mars. Not moon. Not the moon. Mars.
Do you think there'll be like a inter-solar like tennis championship tournament?
That would be cool. Imagine if people made like a ring around the moon or Mars, so like they don't live on Mars, but they live like around it.
Oh,
Like it's
okay.
kind of like a man-made ring
Like on the surface or in the air?
in the air.
In the air.
Yeah, like on Fifth Element.
Okay. I don't remember that part of the Fifth Element. I have to take
Well,
a
Fifth
look.
Element, you know, they were in different areas,
Uh-huh.
and then they would fly back to Earth.
Oh, really?
But they were living out in space because the ship that they were on was a cruise ship, but it wasn't on Earth. Remember? That's one of my favorite movies. So
Okay. I have to rewatch that. That's the one with the lady with the red hair?
with the red hair
Okay.
and Bruce Willis,
Bruce Willis,
and the
okay.
alien that was singing.
Right,
Yeah.
and had like the,
And they had the stones.
stones in her. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So same movie.
But if you remember on the movie, no one lived on Earth. Everybody was living in space.
That is interesting. I didn't quite realize that. I
Yeah,
knew there
'cause
was
you
a lot
said-
of people
You said
in
200
space.
years out.
Mhm, exactly. Yeah, but that's so you'd see us becoming a multi-planetary species and exploring. That's pretty neat.
I think with especially the way Elon Musk and people that have money are developing spaceships and space travel and ways to get out into space, I think that's going to open up more doorways for us to where it's going to be like catching a flight, just like a Delta airline, you know, just to go up to the moon and vacation, not necessarily vacation, but, you know, a space station in the air where it will have its own resort in the air, but you're in space. I think with that kind of development over time, I think we will get to that because our planet is only going to be able to take so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why they're already exploring Mars.
That's true.
Yeah,
With the rover.
with the rover. And they said it's her generation and below. I think that will
I
be
think
going.
it's 5th through 15 or more.
Your 5th grade through 15-year-olds. Yes, from what we. And one of her questions at NASA was the soil. If our plants can grow on Mars, and they said they don't know yet. They've seen tracings of what it looks like used to be water.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're always going to the space to NASA asking questions because she comes up with questions every day.
That is awesome. And I mean, it's right next door too. So
Yeah.
play tennis, go ask questions,
Or
and come
before
back.
go ask and then come here. So yeah.
That's true. If y'all could, would y'all take a trip to space?
Well, like, if there was an elevator that was all the way to like up space to the atmosphere, and you can like look, and then you could just go back down to Earth, I would probably do that.
But not a rocket.
No.
How about a rocket you designed?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I'm sure everybody flying in it would love to hear that. So-
I would definitely I would love to go to the International Space Station. I think that would be an interesting visit to go up. We see all the other countries that get to be there, the food options that are different for each country, being able to look back through the hole and look back at Earth, listening to mission control, talking to people on Earth, you know, being thousands of miles in the air. But in my lifetime, I'm fine being planted here with my feet on the ground, but I think it would be an awesome feeling to see what it's like. So
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Would you go to the moon if you could? You mentioned International Space Station.
I would go to the moon. I would
Okay.
go to the moon. I'd like to go there once and walk on the moon if that was possible. But you know, I can see them developing something on the moon. I can see them actually, like I said,
I
with
think so,
with
too.
the work of SpaceX and NASA working together. I think there's something once they get this first base point put. I think there's going to be other bases that they can plant throughout the moon, so we can see what it's like in different surrounding areas. You know, if it's cold on the South Pole, in the middle, you know, like I'm just curious. So and why has it taken us so long to get to this point? From when did they land on the moon?
1969 was the
69?
first time.
Yeah.
1972 was the last time.
Yeah. So why what's the deal? What's the deal with the gap
Yeah,
for
I think
so long?
I think there's just wasn't like the pressure to do it. You know, before it was like trying to beat the Russians, and then once we made it there, we're like, well, we did that.
But
so
there's so much stuff that I'm sure we could find. How do we know the cure for cancer isn't up there?
we don't.
You know, like, why don't we have a science lab on the moon taking some of these specimens up there to see if the atmosphere changes the development of things? That's
That
just the
would
way.
make sense.
That's the way my mind works.
Definitely
Like, why
testing
wouldn't
stuff.
we have a science lab with test monkeys and rats if they can survive up there? Because what did you say, the first dog they took into space who didn't survive?
No, it was a she. Her name was Laika, I think.
Like that, yeah.
And she didn't survive on the way back in.
Yeah, because of the atmosphere, and she boiled to death.
Yeah, so we've read a lot of information over there. So yeah, you know.
Well, Brooklyn, Toya, thank you so much for your time. It's such a pleasure to get to speak to you all for my project.
Well,
Of
thank you for
course.
allowing us to be a part of your project. We wish you nothing but success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.